Dan, so why don't you tell me what happened?
Alright, so I was going down this run, right? It was at Brighton. Hit this first jump, right? Front side, 1080, double cork, switch melon to front board to 450 out. Then I dropped this 100-foot cliff, nose grab with my backhand, then did a couple more side hits, mellow switchback sevens. Then when I got down to the bottom, I tripped. I fell onto the little bars that you walk through. Fucking just tweaked it real bad right on my shoulder. So I separated my AC joint apparently in my shoulder, so I'm out for a few weeks. But I got that sweet running, so that's what's most important, right? Come on. Let's go. What's up? Dan at Salty Peaks again. Today we're going over a video. We're going to be showing you guys proper boot fitting for all of you guys who are trying to figure out what size boot you should get when you're going snowboarding. Today, I picked out to try on the 32 Super Lash. They are a special commission boot, which means you can only get it at a dozen core shops in the US. Super special, high-end stuff at a reasonable price. Just for reference, usually my shoes are a size 9, and I happen to fit perfectly in a boot that's a size 9. And I'm going to go through the steps as to why I've come to that conclusion. Pulling out the boots, you definitely have a couple of different options too when it comes to lacing systems. You got traditional laces, you got BOA, you've got Speed Zone, or you've got something that has all of them combined into one. That's all a matter of preference. That really doesn't have anything to do with the sizing of the boots. What is important is comfort overall and fit. Pretty much every boot these days has a heat moldable liner in them, meaning that you can heat them up with a special machine. You step into them, wear them for about 10-15 minutes, and then you stand in them for a while and it molds to your foot. It's a good system. It's nice that they have that in place, but I would recommend getting a boot that fits well right off the get-go and let it naturally pack in, and only if there's some minor pressure spots using that to pack them out. There's also other things you can do to get a little bit better fitment out of a boot if you are experiencing slight issues. Some people tend to have longer toes. I have this issue. I've got some long toes and I've got a little narrow heel. Some things like a heel wedge is an option that you can put in the boot in the back just to kind of give you a little bit more volume. Aftermarket insoles are definitely something I recommend too. Specifically, Remind insoles work really well for me. They give you arch support and just promote proper alignment in your feet. Put you in the boot in a better position. But anyway, back to the boots. We're going to try this on. I'm going to try it on with a snowboard sock, something that's a little thicker. I always recommend getting a pair of snowboard socks, acrylic, merino wool, whatever you want. Just something that's not cotton, because cotton will absorb the water, and then your feet are going to freeze. Okay, sock on. Alright, so first thing you're going to do is slide your beautiful little toesies into the boot. Again, you can use one of these bad boys to kind of get a general idea of what you think you might be, but again, general knowledge, kind of keep it somewhere near your regular shoe size. If you wear your shoes a little big, it might be a little bit smaller size in a snowboard boot because you want them to be snug. So, alright. So, you get your foot nice and in there. Now, initial impressions, you're probably going to think, oh god, it's pushing my foot right to the front of the boot. All boots are going to feel that way. The reason is all these boots are built with forward lean in them, meaning that they have about a 15-degree angle, because when you're snowboarding, you're not standing straight up. You are having your knees bent. So this just kind of helps put you in the proper alignment for that. So, what you have to do is really lace it up. So you're going to start with the inner liner system here. You got a couple, usually you have some straps at the top, just lace them up, and then the inner liner system. Give it a good tug. You're going to slide the little mechanism down, kind of twist it back and forth to get it all the way down there. And there's usually a little lock on the top to lock it down. Now when you've done that, you can shove all that in, and then you're going to go and lace up the outside. Make sure the tongues are all in place. Okay. And like I said, this is a lace-up boot. BOA is really nice and easy. Speed Zone is really nice and easy. But it's all a matter of preference. They all get the job done. Okay, now that I'm all laced in, I'm going to stand up in the boot. This boot, it's feeling pretty comfortable all around. I've got pretty good heel support in it underneath. Arch support in the back is solid. You know, every type of boot, a lot of people like to do this. They try to lift their heel out by pushing into the ball of their foot. And pretty much every boot can do that, so I really wouldn't use that as a determining factor, but you want to feel it nice and snug back there. If you can feel it gripping you up everywhere, then you're golden. As far as the toes go, standing straight up like this, your toes should just kind of be grazing the front liner, a little bit of pressure. If your toes are curled up, then you want to think about going up a half a size. But otherwise, if you just kind of feel the front there, it feels a little snug, that's fine. Now what you want to do then after that is spread your legs out like you're in snowboard stance and just kind of start flexing into the boots a little bit. Get your knees bent like you're in snowboard stance. That should kind of suck you into the back of the boot a little bit, just take you a whisker off the front. So if that's the case, if you don't feel a lot of pressure in your toes, you just kind of feel it there but it's not hurting you or putting an abnormal amount of pressure, then you're good. Now, again, if your toes are curled, you got to go up a half a size. And if you've got a ton of room, if you can wiggle your feet everywhere, your foot's sliding all around, it's just a sloppy mess, you want to go down a size. So you got to find that nice medium in between. These guys are fitting me pretty good. I would probably stick with a size 9 in these boots. But like I said, there is always a little bit of gap, there's a little bit of play between that. So that's a good place to start. And you know, these boots do break in, pretty much all boots break in anywhere from a quarter to a half size over the first stage you go riding. BOA system right here. And you got the side one too for the lower zone. Boom. That's BOA. So with the Speed Zone, you have these nifty little pull strings, upper and lower zone, little teeth that they lock into, and you got this little, that's how you know they're loose. When you want to tighten up, just give it a pull, it locks into the teeth there. Do the same thing with the other side. You know they're tight when you give a pull on this, and they're still in there. And there's usually a little pocket on the side to put the handle. So you wrap the handle up. And stick it right in. Boom. So those are two of the different systems we have. So yeah, that's Boot Fitting 101. Be sure to like our page, check our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like all that stuff. Comment. And like I was saying before, that special boot that I was trying on was a commission-specific boot, something you can only get in specialty shops like Salty Peaks here. It's a great boot for the price. It's got an upgraded liner in it at a ridiculously low price for what you're getting. So solid boot, solid construction. There's a couple different ones from 32, Burton. Check them all out. So you can, those are one of those boots you can find almost exclusively here at saltypeaks.com. Alright, peace.